What do my Hindu boys coming through once again? And on today's video, we're gonna talk about another unaliving inside the prison of California, CDCR. Right? It's been over 2 weeks since the last news in where an inmate became unalive. Right? This time I have been on Mill Creek, and it is a sad situation when somebody passed away, but I'm not gonna fake the funk. When it came to this one, I'm kind of like content with it. I'm like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? This guy deserved this, and that's it. Now, as for the alleged or the person who's gonna be charged with 187, man, I feel for this guy. Why? Because he was not a lifer. I believe he had 18 years, and at this moment, that's when I tell you guys, man, if you have $1, man, just send them $1 to this guy so he can buy at least a bag of chips or something. Because sometimes, the system, right, put you in bad situations, and this is one of them. I have spoke about this on other occasions, and I'm gonna use this time to speak on this. But before we continue with this video, man, don't forget to hit the like, comment what you think about this situation, and also if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, por favor. And why? Because at the end of the day, you're just helping my channel. I'm not asking nothing from you or nothing major, right? It doesn't cost you nothing, man. And you're just helping my channel, which I'll highly appreciate it. Also, I want to thank Miguel. I want to thank Skater One for the donations of this morning. I highly appreciate it, man. When you guys take it upon yourself to do what you have to do, because usually, for those who know me, I'm not asking for nothing, right? And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate when somebody goes above and beyond and actually decides to send me some money, right? And I do appreciate it, which I recognize that and appreciate it. For those who've been supporting the channel, man, muchas gracias. I do appreciate you guys as well. So let's get to the story, right? So this happened in Mule Creek. I always talk about Mule Creek. It's supposed to be a chill place, and we're nothing but fun, man. Even though like what fun it is to be in prison, right? But that prison has a reputation of basically being a super chill spot. But lately, there's a lot of things going on right here, right? And I was never into that type of prison. I was cool, I had better goals in prison when I was in prison, right? What better goals? Basically, the goal was to go get close to the house, to the family. And the funny thing about that, out of the 15 years, the last 2 years, that's when I got to get close to the house. The last 2 years, man. Interesting. And guess what? Your boy didn't have visits because he got in trouble. So tell me about it, right? Now, a trip on this, right? So apparently at 6:30 a.m., as the cops were making their rounds, right? What is it? First watch, no, second watch, right? Second watch making the rounds. What around this time? What is it? Lunch? No, lunch, breakfast, right? Breakfast, I believe. They noticed that an inmate by the name of Robert Cole was unresponsive inside his cell, right? Of course, this individual has a cellie by the name of Justin Walsh, and when the officers see this, I'm gonna tell you what I have noticed when things happen like this, man. At least of my experience. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but usually when it depends how they got it. But usually when a cop is walking by, he come across an incident right here where somebody's basically unresponsive. Uh, he won't do nothing. He will just go to talk to his partner and say, "Hey, man, I think we got ourselves a situation right now." You know. So and then both of us go over there, talk to the inmate, and say, "What's wrong with your cellie, man?" The inmate's gonna be, "I don't know, man. I just woke up like this." And it's like, "Are you sure he's not okay?" And they start calling his name, right? Once he don't answer, like, "Man, just hit the alarm." So they hit the alarm. Everybody comes into the building. They start coming in running, but then someone tells them, "Hey, just chill. It's just somebody most likely unalive," right? And they do what they have to do. Open the cell. They cuff up the they cuff up the old boy, then open the cell. They take old boy to a program office, and then they go over there and see if they can help this inmate, right? Usually they'll throw him on the stretcher, gurney, whatever it's called, and take it to medical. So this is what happened with this individual. Eventually got pronounced unalive within 15 minutes because I'm pretty sure he's been unalive for a minute, right? But trip on this, right? I have seen situations, and I'm gonna tell you about this situation, man, because I'm gonna give you my 2 cents when it comes to this. Uh, the guy who became unalive, he was a weirdo, super weirdo. on some real shit, you know. And I'm gonna put his picture over there, you know. I usually don't put the picture of the guys who become unalive unless there's something more than that, right? But on this occasion, I'm gonna blast them over there and show what scumbag looks like, right? The thing about this individual is that I don't know for how long this guy's been Sally's. Uh, I think something had to happen in the sense that this guy found out what was the charges of this guy. I mean, the Sally Justin had to find out what was the charges of his Sally Cole, and he did what he had to do. He just based on the charges that this individual had, who got unalive, man. I do not blame this one individual. I don't know what had happened in there. If he didn't, we're gonna say allegedly. Hopefully, this guy just became unalive because of a heart attack. That way, they don't have to charge the Sally that went to the hole. But I have seen people being put in this situation, right? And I had made a video. Right? I made a video in where I was like, most likely, if the cop likes you, if the cops knows you get down, he will not put a person like this in your cell, right? Unless he wants to punish that person, you know, because you have to know, uh, if somebody like that goes into your cell, that's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's no mercy. There's no mercy. You come into this. I read that paperwork, and there's some weird stuff like that. There's no mercy, you know, and cops know that. They know that. Possibly they guess like, you know what? Let me put this guy in this cell and let's see what happens. I'm not saying that this will happen on this occasion, but that's how sometimes it goes down, right? Because this could happen many ways. It could be like these guys were selling for a minute, eventually something popped up, or man, a lot of things can happen right here when it comes to this scenario, right? But what I want to tell you is that when this happened in prison, is because those guys are actually when somebody like this does this, man, it's because their hands are being pushed. And how is it gonna be pushed? By having somebody like this going into my cell, even though we know that this guy's supposed to or should be stay with their own people. And that's how they do it on certain spots. I was saying that they had a building where they had a lot of those individuals in there, and that was their building. That was their building. If they were on different buildings, the cops wouldn't want them. And if they land in a certain cells, man, they will get the blues. And when I say get the blues, like they have to get help to be taken out of the building. You know, um, it gets real. It gets real. This is what some people might say that Kane is gonna go through, which I doubt it, because Kane is gonna go through a dorm, you know, and he can find his way. I'm not gonna say that there's a lot of people like this in prison, because they're not. That's the idea that's being put out there, and I mean, at the end of the day, a person like this can come in different shapes and forms. You know, it could be you want to be cholo right there, kicking it on the yarda, or super más firme que wow, talking about I'm gonna do 100 and something burpees a day and do all this stuff. And at the end of the day, like, hold on, what? You know, it's like you never know. You never know. You have to understand the way you speak to these guys. And at the end of the day, if they want to mess with you, you have to show that paperwork, because we're not messing with people that are like this piece of crap that just became unalive, right? As for Hisali, man, hopefully everything goes good for him, and I feel for that individual who's gonna have to spend the rest of his life behind the walls because his hand was pushed to do this, you know, based on the beliefs. And at the end of the day, man, this guy did what a lot of people would like to do. I'm not saying that just because you would like to do that means that you're gonna do it, right? Because one thing is thinking it, and another thing is actually putting it into action. Because everybody can speak on it, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to do it, not everybody will have the huevos to do it, right? And this guy just did what he had to do, allegedly, and hopefully he beats that craze, because then it's just crazy. But with this being it, we are out to next video. Hopefully you like this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, por favor. So, al ratos.